Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to be talking about the very best tabletop role-playing game that was released in February 2019. In order to qualify for my pick for best tabletop role-playing game of the month of February 2019, a game had to be released within that month. It has to be a new freestanding core rulebook, not a source book, and one E's will always beat out 2 E's, 3 E's, 4 E's, because innovation is better than iteration. All right, so what is my pick for the best new tabletop role-playing game of February 2019? Well, it is Macchiato Monsters. Macchiato Monsters is made by Lost Page. That's the company that created it, and Eric Neudan is the rules designer. And this is a rules-light game. So it's a small page count, and specifically what it's designed for, it's fantasy-based. So if you would like to play a Dungeons & Dragons-esque game, and specifically you want your game to look like Dungeons & Dragons, but you want to sweep away a ton of complexity, and allow player options to be developed more organically rather than be listed within the game itself, this is a very good game for that, for that specific thing. It has a few innovations in it. It has risk dice, which allows you to do attrition on gear, and so basically it would tell you when gear would be used up or destroyed, things like that. It goes into significant detail on magic variants, right? So rather than having a huge list of spells, one of the things that this game allows you to do is to design your own spells, right? And it specifically allows a lot of options for non-Vancian magic, right? So Dungeons & Dragons has Vancian magic. You memorize a spell, you use that spell, now you have to relearn that spell. You can't just cast it again, right? Well, this game allows you to put your magic onto a non-Vancian structure. So, for instance, you could use a different resource to cast spells, like your own blood, or like magic crystals that you have. So it's very good at allowing you to use non-Vancian magic. It also has one roll combat rounds, which is really, really interesting, and it allows combat to run much, much faster than normal. Okay. And it also includes quite a few different campaign tools. One of the best, nicest things about Macchiato Monsters is it's only $6. So I would suggest buying this game if you really like rules light systems. It's a strong entry into that specific subgenre of tabletop role-playing games. Or if you got that cheddar, right? $6 is virtually nothing. It's really worth taking a look at just to see the innovation they've done within the game. Also, one thing I thought was an interesting note about the game is it is an international game. It was created outside of the U.S., but of course, it is fully available with English. And the reason why I call that out is I think that international games usually have a little bit of a different touch, right? And I think it's perfectly, I play quite a few international games myself, but I like to be aware of that before I go in, because sometimes American groups can have a hard time shifting to international games that were sourced external to the United States of America. It's just an interesting, different parameter, in my opinion. But in my opinion, Macchiato Monsters is absolutely the best new tabletop role-playing game that was released in February of 2019. Have you played the game? I'd love to hear what you think about it. Also, I'm preparing my list right now for best new tabletop role-playing game of March 2019. If you think you got a candidate, let me know in the comments below. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful day.